We got a good one right here between the number 7 seed Kentucky, 1.5 point favorites over the number 10 seed Santa Clara. This is going to be one that I fully expect a lot of people to quote unquote pick an upset for. I know technically picking Santa Clara would be an upset, but there's a reason why this is a 1.5 point spread. These are two teams that are really, really close to each other. I think it truly starts with just how good offensively Santa Clara is. This is an offense that is better than Kentucky. This is an offense that shoots the ball really effectively from a field goal percentage, shoots the ball from two. Those are their strengths. Shoots the ball from three about 34.5%. So maybe not the greatest from three, but this is a team that if you look at just the overall effective field goal percentage, really, really good. And this is a team that really you can see why they are a team that a lot of people are picking, not only because their effective field goal percentage is really good, they force a ton of turnovers. And when you have a team that forces a ton of turnovers, a team that can shoot the ball from two really well, that's going to be a recipe for a possible upset. And that is because this is going to be a very, very aggressive defense. This is a defense that is a little bit behind Kentucky. I think if you look at overall, Kentucky is obviously not great as offensively. Defensively is a better team. This is going to be a Kentucky team that is good against the three. They're all right against the two, which if you look at the matchup, kind of aligns with what Santa Clara wants you to do. They do a good job of protecting the ball, which is something that Santa Clara is good at, forcing turnovers. Kentucky doesn't force a ton of turnovers, so that's something to kind of keep an eye on for. Kentucky's offensive rebounding is going to be a really, really big part of this. Kentucky's really good at offensive rebounds. They're okay from two, not much of a threat from three. They do have a guy in Colin Chandler that is really their best three-point shooter, so that's definitely something that Santa Clara is going to have to keep an eye on for. But just overall, this is a okay defense for Santa Clara. This is going to be a team that's going to give up probably quite a bit of offensive rebounds, which again aligns with what Kentucky wants to do. Kentucky is an offensive rebounding strength, is a team. So that's something that could really play into a factor of what Kentucky wants to do and a reason why Kentucky might win. But if you're looking at just the overall makeup of both of these teams, right? You have to look at guys like Colin Chandler. He's going to need to hit shots for Kentucky. You also have to look at the guy for Kentucky, and that's Otega Oweh. He is what makes this offense go. If he's not shooting really well, this is a real possibility of an upset here. This is why, in my opinion, I think a lot of people are going to pick Santa Clara just because this offense is so dependent on Otega Oweh a lot of the game. Now, they do have a guy in Denzel Aberdeen who averages 13 points. When Kentucky wins, they play good defense, and Otega Oweh is not only good offensively, he's efficient out there. Kentucky has guys that can hit shots. Kentucky has a guy in Colin Chandler that can hit threes. Kentucky can crash the glass. But it's about, one, protecting the ball. If Santa Clara can force Kentucky into turnovers, that's going to be one of the early signs that, hey, you know what, things might get a little bit iffy in this game for Kentucky. If Santa Clara can hit shots from two, if they can be all right from three, if they don't foul a ton, that's going to play a little bit more into what Santa Clara wants to do. Santa Clara overall fouls quite a bit. The good thing for Santa Clara, though, Kentucky, not great at shooting free throws. Not great at all. Their percentage is pretty bad compared to the rest of the country. So even if they do foul a ton, if Kentucky can hit free throws, maybe that might have a little bit less pressure on them. But they've struggled from the free throw line as a team. Kentucky needs to really figure that out, especially if this is going to be a close game down the stretch. Free throws is going to be absolutely massive. The star players are going to be absolutely massive. And when you talk about star players, I already talked about Otega Oweh. You have to also mention Christian Hammond from Santa Clara. When you talk about a matchup, a guard versus a guard matchup, Christian Hammond is the guy for Santa Clara. Both teams have a guy. And the one thing with Santa Clara is that, yes, they have a guy in a guard, But the two other main scorers are forwards, in Elijah Maha and Alan Graves. Those are going to be absolutely massive, especially on the boards. Kentucky needs to clash the offensive glass. Kentucky needs to play well. Kentucky needs to keep the ball to themselves. If they can do that, this is going to be a really, really close game, and this is going to be a game that Kentucky can win. But there's just different things that both of these teams do that truly is the reason why this is a 1.5 point favorite. I think this is going to be truly dependent on what Christian Hammond does versus Otega Oweh. I think if Otega Oweh is effective, I think if he can get things going offensively, if he hits shots, I think it's going to be a night that Kentucky wins. If that's not the case, though, if Santa Clara comes out offensively being effective from just overall field goal percentage, I think this is a game that they can absolutely win. I think it's going to be a really fun game. I think it's going to be one of the best games in the NCAA tournament, in my opinion. I think both of these teams are really, really close. I think you look at just kind of the way both of these teams play, I think it clashes extremely well. And that's why it's a 1.5 point favorite. That's why it's a 7-10 matchup, because it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be two fun teams. I think that's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get great play from great players. We're going to get just overall fast-paced, fun basketball. We're going to get big plays out of the glass. We're going to get quite a few turnovers. This is going to be a fun one. And hopefully you're excited for it. I'm really excited for it. This should be overall a good game. Overall a good game. I think Santa Clara can absolutely pull this off. And I think Kentucky, the key for them is protecting the ball, hitting shots from three, especially when it comes to guys like Colin Chandler. Otega Oweh is effective. If that is, Kentucky wins. If Santa Clara can force turnovers, if they can prevent offensive rebounds, and you have your key guys in Christian Hammond, Elijah Maha, and Alan Graves to be effective in this one, Santa Clara can win. The Santa Clara has won some big games. Kentucky's in the SEC, big brand against Santa Clara. We'll see exactly what happens. I'm really excited for it. More NCAA content to come. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Make sure you tune into other ones as well. There will be more NCAA content. If you like this, feel free to like, subscribe, comment as well. Thanks for tuning in and tune in to the other episodes.